Hey everyone, happy Sunday. This is DC Comics booth, and we have the great artist, one of the greatest artists or comic book artists in the world. Ivan Reis is here. Let's give it up for him.
Hello there.
How's it going, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank
Feeling
you.
good?
Yeah, feeling good.
That's nice.
I
That's
forgot
nice to
my
hear.
materials.
Okay, well we
But
got some pens for you there.
But no secret. I use it to work with a pencil and a eraser.
Right.
Just
What
it.
else do you need? What else
No
do you need?
secret.
Yes. So what are you gonna draw for us today?
Wonder Woman?
What's that?
Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman sounds great. Very appropriate.
Okay. Let's see. The people think I have big process and I know what I'm doing, so I don't. I never know how I start something. So the first thing, what is important for me is to understand the area I'll draw the face or the hero. And I never stop to make lines. I don't stop to.
So you start very sketchy
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
and it's a little bit loose.
I don't stop to make the huff.
Yeah.
Okay, until I find what I want. So in this on this process, I don't use eraser too much because I erase huff
Yeah.
until find what I want. Sometimes I draw so many lines that I need to use a light box because I can't understand what
Yeah.
I'm doing.
Do you find yourself starting over again, or
Yeah, sometimes I do. The eyes is the first thing
Is that always the first thing that you go to?
yeah. Then I fix the face
Why
using
why the eyes?
as reference.
Okay, that's kind of the center of the piece for you then. Do you use any kind of photo reference for your art? Or?
No, I don't use reference.
No, never.
Only for a specific place, or a specific person.
Right.
But for pages, I don't use reference.
So even things like
what I do is look books before I start a page. When I need, for example, I need to draw a car, a specific car. I use the reference to in a layout process.
okay,
But when I need to finish the car, I don't see the reference
right.
because I think I like to let my draw like a draw,
Yeah.
not like a photo. So I invent too many details. On
So even
things.
things like Aquaman, you're drawing a lot of undersea creatures, or maybe Cyborg, where there's a lot more technology. Do you just try to let your imagination go? You don't really.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the idea. Okay.
Yeah, that's really coming together. It looks great.
And the next process I would use not eraser. I don't know the name in English.
Does anybody speak
You don't know
Portuguese?
Limpa tipo.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's not an eraser.
okay. So
yeah.
it's like a retractable eraser
I
or
can-
a putty eraser. Yeah, yeah. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah,
I'm in marketing. I don't know what it's
imagine. I don't know how to explain, but that's it.
called. Yes.
But in this here, I'll finish it with a ball pen. Okay.
So your art's come a long way. You know, you've been working for the company for over 10 years now. Is there any 15 years you and Joe?
At DC, yeah.
Yes.
No, with Geoff, 10 years.
With 10 years. 10 years with Jeff, and then
Yeah.
over 15 with the
At
company.
DC, 15. I'm going to 15.
Your
Almost
enforcer, Joe
15.
Prado, over there is
Yeah,
looking
he's
at me
not-
and feeding me information.
Actually, Joe Prado is my inker and my agent.
Your inker and your agent?
Yeah.
He also looks like your bodyguard.
And support mine English. What I like, Joe, it's...
And also your translator,
He
yes.
translated mine
Okay.
English in English.
Awesome. Okay, I think we're good. So what kind of advice did you get when you first came to DC Comics? Was there anything that helped you along?
My advice to
Or no, somebody gave you when you first started working at as a young, up and coming artist.
who gave me the first opportunity was at DC. Was Invisible is true. Not was with Grandmaster Invisibles.
Okay.
17 years ago. Ooh. I think so. 17 years ago. I did a filming for Invisibles, and then after that, I start my work, my real work at DC with Action Comics.
Right. That's right.
With Chuck Austin,
Mm-hmm.
the writer. Okay.
And then, so as you've come along and you've really established yourself as one of the premier artists in the industry, is there any obstacles that you've met? Any type of artistic obstacles, learning new techniques, things like that?
No, I don't have special places or materials like I told you. Sorry? Ah, okay. See?
I know, Joe's the
He
best.
helped me, yeah.
Just making me sound intelligent.
I think the most difficult things is to find the moment to work and to have a life.
Right.
That's the most difficult things to work with comics, because it's tough. Some pages spend too much time, and sometimes we miss Saturdays, Fridays, holidays, and we need to work.
Wow.
Because the deadlines. And I think the difficult part and the challenge is to find the right way to separate the things, to balance the things.
So do you have like a typical day, like a routine for drawing?
No, I don't
Every
have
day's
a
different.
routine. No, I'm trying to have a whole routine, but I never was able to have one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't have time to start work. I don't have time to stop.
What's the longest you can draw for, like in one sitting?
Yeah, one page.
Yes.
I believe 6-7 hours.
Wow.
One page, but not directly. I start, stop.
Yeah.
I try to do one page a day. It's tough. Normally, it's 4 pages a week.
Wow.
I always.
So you worked on a lot of different things for DC. You've done Green Lantern and Justice League and Aquaman. Do you have any favorites that you've liked to work on over the years?
Yeah. I'm very proud with Aquaman.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very proud.
Joe's very proud too.
But Black as Night was the most important work on my career, and Aquaman is what I'm more proud to work on.
What about Aquaman did you like so much?
I think it's because he's classic.
Yeah.
He's very simple and classic, and I could draw hero in a different way, because I could draw Mira, the relationship between Aquaman and Mira. That was very nice to work.
Yeah.
And the texture, what I like in Aquaman is to work with texture, different texture, water, rock, and the cities. I have different environments on this story.
Did you have any difficulty with motion under the sea, like with hair or with movement, anything like that?
No, but about the hair, I have a funny story. The people say, well, when I was doing the Aquaman design, I told for Dan and the other editors, oh, I'd like to draw Aquaman like Flash Gordon. And they said, no, that is too old. We did a modern thing.
I barely know who Flash Gordon is. Yeah.
And I say, no, let's do it because it's cool. Let's do the perfect hair, very.
I understand perfect hair.
Yeah.
I get it.
But the funny part is Aquaman, the story of Aquaman is about a guy trying to hide his feelings. He's very angry, and he shows he's angry with the hair. Because the hair is the first thing start to mess on his face. He's perfect, sometimes the hair start to lose the perfection. And that's to show his emotion. He's losing the control.
Is there any other... Is he the only character that you show anger with hair? Or are there other...
No, only Aquaman.
It's only Aquaman. All right.
Only Aquaman.
So
because he tried to keep the hair in the perfect penteado. Yeah, perfect hair. But he can't because all the time he's losing the control. So that's the fun part.
So a lesson for all aspiring artists out there. Pissed off hair for Aquaman. That's how you do it.
Okay. I love to draw with ball pen because to give you different movements, and it's very good for new artists. It's a good way to try and to practice.
Yeah, ballpoint pen.
Yeah, ball pen, because you can't erase it, and it's like working a mechanical pencil. So
right.
If I could give advice for the new artist, practice with ball pen.
Are there any other tips or tricks that you used to become a better artist yourself?
Yeah. When I'm doing a page, I draw with a pen. I'll change it first. On this way.
Okay.
And with this way, I can mark the shadows.
So you start with the shadows.
Yeah. I can mark the shadows.
Wow. This is kind of like what Freddie Williams was just talking about with shadowing and yeah. Cowabunga. Awesome.
So, and then I go doing the details. But I know how the shadow is working on the page.
Yeah.
I can notice the balance before I start to finish the pencil. That's a trick I use.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Is that something that other artists do as well, or is that just something you picked up by yourself, learning yourself over the years?
Sorry?
Did you just learn that yourself over the years? Did somebody teach you that?
Yeah. I started to work with comics very young.
Yeah. How young were you?
39.
Okay. Yeah. Wow, you look great for
I started to work
72.
with comics with 14.
Okay, wow.
So I had the opportunity to learn with the professionals in the area, very young. So I practice alone and I learn asking for them about what to do, how to do.
Did you have any influences? Any American comic influences?
Of course.
Okay.
My major influence was John Buscema.
Oh, yeah.
John Buscema, and Alfred Alcala, Tony DeZuniga, George Pérez.
Yeah, some of the greats.
Yeah, John Byrne. But John Buscema is the top one. My dream is one day to draw Conan.
Oh, okay. I'm sure somebody will
to
hire
make
you.
The child, to make my child happy.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't leave the booth and say that because somebody will hire you, and I don't want that to happen.
Okay.
So, what's your process with Joe Prado?
Guys, it's tough to draw and listen in English and talk in English and draw. Too many things to do.
I can barely speak, so this is it's very impressive coming from you. So you have Joe Prado over there as your creative partner, and he inks a lot of your work. How closely does he work with you, and what do you feel he brings out of your work?
Yeah, we are big friends.
Yep.
and we live close. 40 minutes
Oh,
driving.
Wow. Yeah.
And I think Joe bring more elegance for my draw,
Okay.
and he understand, and we have the same influence.
How long have you guys known each other?
How long?
Yeah, how long have you been friends?
Yeah, no, 50, no, almost 20 years. 20, 22, 20, yeah.
Joe is
22.
on the phone translating and yelling to Ivan. I just want everybody to know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's why I have an agent.
Yeah, exactly. Agent, enforcer,
Agent,
translator,
agent, translator, inker,
and he
and
makes
friend.
friend, and he makes all your stuff elegant.
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't need to know Portuguese. I understand him. I get it.
Here we go.
Beautiful. That is amazing. You do really well with hair. I like it when you draw hair. It's just so nice.
Oh, thank you. When I'm drawing hair, for me, the most important is the form and movement, not the details, not the line.
Yeah.
Form and movement is the most important in the hair. And Joe bring the texture.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, let's give this thing away. Do you have any trivia? I'll ask a trivia question. I know one. So, the first Justice League Aquaman crossover that Ivan worked on, what was the name of that storyline? It's this guy right here. Throne of Atlantis, that's right. You are the lucky recipient of this Wonder Woman sketch. Guys, let's everybody, let's give a round of applause for the great Ivan Reis.
I know it's tough to understand my English, but I can draw if necessary, okay?
Thanks, Ivan. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.